What's up, y'all? Richard Garrett with Cincy Media here. I'm hanging with 40 Tons at MjBiz Con, formerly incarcerated on nonviolent drug charges, but we're chilling here in the 40 block representing Custom Cones USA, brought to you by Custom Cones USA. And I'm with Mike Lomuto from NACB and MCBA. And can you tell me a little bit about those organizations and what you do there?
Yeah, so with MCBA, Minority Cannabis Business Association, I've been working with them on the Equity Workshop Tour. I also attended their lobby days recently as well. The Equity Workshop Tour is designed to really bring people together that believe in an equitable ecosystem and bring people together in an intentional manner so that there's really solid outcomes. We work with regulators, we work with different sponsors, of course, but really it's about bringing folks together that believe in building this thing the right way from the ground up. So that's Equity Workshop Tour. We just did 10 events in October. We did 10 events in October in 8 different states, I want to say. Yeah. So it was a solid month, man. It was good. And then yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was it was focused and being on the road. But yeah, it was intense. It was great. It was great bringing everybody together and getting to just see people and really, I believe we're really empowering each other to build this damn thing equitably. And I think that's what really matters at the end of the day. And so MCBA, we're doing that. We did some lobby days in DC. We met with, senators' offices and congressional offices about, the importance of legalizing in equitable fashions, and we had great conversations with different offices that some of which are all about it, some which aren't as much about it, but it's like, okay, like tell us the perspective, how does this work? Like what are the different nitty gritty things that actually matter? And then how do they matter, things of that nature. NACB is a newer relationship with me, National Association of Cannabis Businesses. They're relaunching with a focus on social equity, and I'm helping with that relaunch. And I believe it's really going to be a great piece to this entire puzzle of creating this ecosystem towards equity. I'm looking forward to really getting, sinking my teeth into it and really, bringing on new members and figuring out how do we build that properly and equitably also. And partner with other organizations like MCBA, hopefully. Like there's no official anything like that yet or anything. I don't want to speak out of turn. But I'm hoping that we can start building those kinds of relationships too. So I don't know if I rambled too much there, if I went on topic, but yeah, here you go.
You absolutely did. Maybe a side question, like which market or markets in the U.S. do you feel like is really making moves in this way? And I don't know, maybe New York comes to mind for me, but I don't know. Maybe you could speak on that.
So, I think New York, obviously people look at New York and there's a lot of problems, but I think there's also been a lot of development and evolution of how they've handled things by tackling this in a much more, front-facing kind of a way. They said, hey, we're going to take this on, we're going to figure this out, and they've been working through that. Obviously, there's been problems. There's always going to be problems, but I think that there's a lot of potential there. I also am really strong on Minnesota, though. I think Minnesota as a state, the way that things are lining up there, I think we have a real chance to get this right, so to speak, there.
And is there a market in particular that you feel like this is catching on like proper and really has a lot of legs? Because obviously certain markets, years in, this is not even a component of what they do. And maybe New York comes to mind for me. And you can speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, we've done some work in New York, putting together folks to really come together, create coalition, different types of organizations, advocacy groups, to build coalition together and provide public comments and things of that nature for the Office of Cannabis Management. I know that New York has its problems and its challenges, but I also believe that as it evolves, there's a lot of potential there still. And there's definitely a lot of hurdles to overcome, but I believe there's some good ingredients there. I'm really strong on Minnesota. Minnesota, I think, has the right ingredients right now to do this equitably, but things are going to move fast at the end of the day, and we have to make sure that we're there doing this the right way.
What are those ingredients?
So some of the ingredients are making sure that we have the right connections with the right advocates on the ground, making sure that we're all on a similar enough page and can work together, right? So whether it's advocates that are local, advocates that are national, advocates that are coming from other states trying to help and actually do it the right way, making sure that we're all on the same page, even if we don't agree on everything, but at least we can work together, right? That's one formula there. Another ingredient is having business support there, support from the businesses that are already doing business, like a Vireo, for example, right? There's only a couple operators there, right? Vireo was one of the sponsors of the Equity Workshop Tour, and they've really been really supportive of us working together on helping things be more equitable there. So far, it's been a great relationship, So that's another great formula. And I believe the state there is really trying to do it right, and they're listening. They came to our workshop. Multiple folks from the state came to our workshop and really had a great conversation with folks on the ground right there. So, you didn't see a lot of that necessarily happening in such lockstep in a lot of states as they initially implemented. It took a lot longer, I feel like, to get folks on board for that. And I think that gives me a lot of positivity and optimism that we can figure this out there. So, yeah.
Well, that's good news, and thank you for all that work that you do. I think we all thank you, even those of us that don't even know about this work yet. In the end, are gonna really appreciate it. It's gonna make a big difference, and there's a lot of work to be done, as we know. What is it about BizCon and conferences that you think impact these organizations and the work you're doing in a positive way?
I like being out here personally because I think it's a great opportunity to connect with folks and be able to see people in person. There's nothing like that. And this environment, it's very stimulating, Vegas, and I think that as entrepreneurs, it can be great to kind of get our brains tweaking in certain directions if we allow it to. And then while we're connecting with all these folks, the other thing I want to say real quick here is, you guys, what you're doing here with the letter writing campaign. I just did that, and I had a moment with myself, man, where, I realized I'd never done that before. And, I do a lot of this social equity work, but I'd never done that, right? And it's still having an impact on me, honestly. Like, I'm still processing like that. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. And that's something that, I think everybody in this whole place should be coming out here and doing this. And if it's not here today, I know you guys do this a lot. So people need to get involved in that way because it shifted a lot in my mindset right there. So I appreciate you guys doing that. And that's why I love being here. Being able to be in person and say that in person to somebody is different. So appreciate you, man. Yeah, man.
I got to say thanks to MjBizCon for supporting this campaign and letting us do it like we are right here. There's a lot of businesses and a lot of cannabis has come out to promote this and get people here this week. And I can also say, from experience, being in the lockup and having messages come through, whether that's from people or anybody, the energy and the life that you get from that is unmatched. And unfortunately, a lot of people incarcerated don't have that luxury. So I appreciate this in a huge way as well. Why do you think that people should not be locked up for a plant?
I mean, there's so many answers to that question, I think. And they're all pretty much right because I don't think there's any right reason that a person should be locked up for a plant. It's plant medicine. It's from the earth. It brings us together. It's healing. They don't throw everybody in prison for it. There's lots of other things that are a lot more harmful. I mean, the list can go on, right? And it's used as a weapon. It's weaponized and used as a weapon. And that's why all the work that all of us are doing here is, we're fighting a battle here. So I don't know if that's the right answer or not right answer, but I don't know if I answered the question fully, but that's where I am.
No, thank you. And it's kind of obvious, but do your organizations have initiatives that involve social equity and social impact?
Yeah, the entire ethos of MCBA is that right there. NACB is being relaunched with that as a core philosophy of its ethos as well, and it's part of why I'm jumping in and saying, yeah, I want to help do this with you guys.
And Mike, where can we follow you online?
So I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. If you hit me up on LinkedIn, I can also connect you with any of these organizations, or you probably find the tags or whatever else it is. Just my name, Mike Lomuto. I'm the only one, I think, there on LinkedIn.
All right. Well, thank you for your time today, and thanks for being here with NACB and MCBA. You can follow 40 Tons brand, and you can find me at Richard William Guerra on LinkedIn. And have a great BizCon, bro.
Day Savers is super excited to announce the partnership with 40 Tons on the 40 Tons Cones for a Cause edition, where 10% of proceeds go to the 40 Tons Foundation. This is on top of our existing Cones for a Cause charity line of cones, which started with the USA tipped cones, which go to veterans cannabis-related charities, as well as the rainbow tipped flag cones, which go to LGBTQ pride-related charity. Each pack of the Cones for a Cause come with 3 109 millimeter king-size cones, and is with all Day Savers products. These are all carefully tested for heavy metals, pesticides, and microbials. If you're a retailer already carrying 40 Tons products, you're definitely going to want to carry the 40 Tons Cones for a Cause edition to sell to your consumers, as well as the USA Veterans editions, as well as the Rainbow Pride Tip edition. If you have any questions, these are all available for sale on daysavers.com. Please call or email us with any needs that you have.